What's good, my Regal Kings and Queens? Welcome to Zed Regal Mindset. This is the place where the mindset always matters. Now, today we're going to be talking about using creativity for healing. Now, creativity has been a key thing in my journey to self-healing and self-mastery. Remember, I'm coming from a place where I don't know who I am. All I knew at one point was the road life and everything that came with that, the personalities and the characters that used to live that, because I was surrounded by it. That was my everyday. Then I'm thinking, knowing that there's more to me than that. But that was my experience. So I had to utilize what I knew and transfer that into something different. Do you understand? Everything we learn is a transferable skill. You get me? When you learn to walk as a child, later on in life, you learn to run, skip and jump. If you didn't know how to walk, you wouldn't get to the place of running, the skipping and jump. It's a transferable skill, just like everything. Do you understand? You learn how to be sympathetic or empathic towards somebody in the family situation. When you get into a work environment or a social environment, you have the skills, you know how to use that empathy in a different environment. It's a transferable skill. So when I started my journey to self-realization, to understanding who I am, the healing arts and the creative arts was my introduction and my route to self-mastery. So creativity, I started with music. All I knew is that I loved music and I've always wanted to do it, and I've always had something to do with music. When I was younger, I used to play multiple instruments, the drums. I used to play the steel band for South London. My favorite pans were the bass pans, 5 or 6 pans. But I also used to play the tenor, the guitar pans, the alto. You know what I mean? I just love music. My first instrument that I played was the piano. And then I think it went to the saxophone. So anything musical I wanted to get my hands on, I got my hands on it. You know what I mean? I wanted to do singing, but at the time I thought it was a bit too much. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't. Later on in life, I managed to become a singer, songwriter. Anyway, so I started with music. Producing music, making beats that came out of my head and hearing them produced on a computer, bounced down after I'd done what I needed to do on a CD, playing in the car or on somebody's stereo in a random house or in a car, and seeing people's reaction and how they moved and how it made them feel. That was a beautiful feeling. It was healing in a way that showed me that what I was doing had a purpose. Do you know what I mean? Not just for me, but for other people. You know what I mean? It showed me that the choice that I made, the decision that I took to change and do something different than the old life that I knew, I was moving in the right direction. It was positive steps. You know what I mean? It helped me heal parts of myself that at the time I probably didn't even know need healing. But it pushed me in a direction, it pulled me in a direction to self-realization and understanding. Creativity has been my friend. Now I do so many different things in the creative arts. Let's have it straight. You know what I mean? I've done music production. I've done event organization. I've done design and flyers. I've done presenting, radio presenting. I've been a radio producer, radio shows. I've done television. I've created, produced, directed, and had my first television broadcast on Sky Television, Freeview and Virgin for about a year. If you want to check it out, it's called It's Peak Unplugged. You know what I mean? There's a website for it, so itspeakunplugged.com. Go and check it out. That was my first television production. You know what I mean? So I've done so many different things in the creative arts that lots of people haven't even achieved, and they're at the top of the game, or they're a lot further along in the game than I am. Do you see me? But what I understand is nothing happens before the time. I've been creating and building and developing lots of different things in the background. But the key thing that helped me heal and understand myself was writing. It started with my good friend Jim, RIP. He helped me into the music. He was a great mentor. One day, not even one day, every day for at least 6 months, he would say to me, yo, Regal, you need to write something, man. I can hear it in your voice. He's an American dude. I'm not going to try put on the accent. He's an American dude. And he used to always say to me, yo, Regal, I can hear it in your voice, your swag, how you carry yourself. You need to write something. And I weren't interested in it. All I was interested in doing was making music, producing, because that's what I'd always wanted to do. I didn't know myself, but this person was helping bring out of me my abilities. I'm so thankful and grateful for him. Eventually, I wrote my first song just to shut him up. I was tired of him saying it every time I saw him, at least 5 times a week for months. So I wrote my first song. Obviously, I'm producing for other people, so I produced the music. I recorded myself because I had my own studio, and I bounced it down. My first song was called Ghetto Youth. It was a story about my journey through that life, the transition. And when I listen back to it now, it was a positive one. I wasn't just saying, oh, do road, or I was doing road and this and that, the negative stuff. I would show the past, the present, and the future. I would give solutions to the challenges that I was going through. And that has been a pattern in all of the music that I've written. I've always kept it positive and upful. If I'm talking about something bad, I would always give you the positive side to it. That's just naturally in me. Do you understand? But writing, that's where it started, as in on a professional, serious, let's do this kind of thing. When I had the operation on my leg, the last operation on my leg, remember I've had like 7, 8 operations. I've learned to walk about 9 times in my life. I don't know many people that's learned to walk 9 times in my life, but I have. It's part of my journey. So the last operation I had, I wasn't able to do all these things that I was doing before. I didn't really, even though I had the studio around me, I didn't really want to make any music because I was laid up in bed, metal thing around my leg. It was crazy. Couldn't really move, in pain all the time. Couldn't run up and down doing television productions. I couldn't do the radio stuff. There was so much that I couldn't do. I was confined. But because I've got the type of mind that is always active and is a creative mind, and I didn't want to just be led there doing nothing. You understand? I challenged myself to write 1 piece of poetry every day for a month. This is what I did while I'm sat down healing. At the end of a month, I ended up with about over 60 poems. They weren't no short poems either. They were long church-out things. You see me? So I'm reading these poems and I'm thinking, wow, these are deep. I'm reading them back to myself and I'm thinking, this is the first time that I'm expressing myself on a much deeper level than I've ever expressed myself in music. You see me? So I'm looking at these poems and I'm thinking, these are empowering. I may have showed 1 or 2 people or read 1 or 2 people these poems and it touched them. It made them go back to a place in themselves and look at themselves in a different way, and like it empowered them to do better. So I'm like, okay, I got something here. So then I thought, okay, well, I've got all these poems. What do people do with poems? Because all I'd done is challenge myself to write 1 poem a day for a month. Said, okay, people put poems into a book. So I thought, okay, well, I'd never written a book. I'd done so many other things independently that I must be able to write a book. People have written a book before me. Can't be that hard. What are the steps to creating a book? You see me? So I said, all right. I went to a bookstore and I looked at books of poetry. I looked at the size of the book, how they was presented in writing on the inside. I looked at so many different books to get a feel, the graphics on the front, the back. I looked at every area of how a book is created so I could get an idea of what I wanted my book to look like and feel like, the size of it. My first book was called Peak Poetry, Connecting Forces. Peak Poetry was taken from the television show that I created called It's Peak Unplugged. Remember, I'm now led down, I can't do anything. My first series of It's Peak Unplugged has been broadcast, but I can't do anything. There's different segments of that show, and one of those segments was called Peak Poetry. So that was the title of my first book. Now, I've overstood now that how I want the size of my book. I've got the writing. I've seen how people present the writing in their book, and most of them, it was just plain old writing. Open the book, you see words on the page. I'm a creative. I need to do something a little bit different that stands out and that makes you want to read the book, because I remember every time I used to read a book, my eyes would start to close. I'd get tired just reading these lines that weren't really, that didn't really do it for me. If I listened to something, it was great. You know what I mean? I would take it in. If I saw something, because I'm a kinesthetic learner. No, let's get it straight. I am skidangle, boom. I am balanced between the VAC system, the visual, the audio, and the kinesthetic learning. I did a test. And on the test, I was like 49, 50, and 51%. I was balanced on all of them, but I tend to lean towards hands-on kinesthetic learning. You know what I mean? So I've seen the book that I want. I'm thinking, all right, I have to design the book. So I found somebody to design the interior of the book. Now, I got to a place where I'm happy with this interior. I've done all the spell checking on the words. So I thought in the first edition. I've got a photographer to take my picture to go in the book, because this is what I saw in other people's books of poetry. So I knew what I needed to have in my book to make it look professional and make it stand out. Do you understand? So I've got the picture, I've got the content, I've got the design, I've got my cover designed. Even though I could design, I found somebody who designed these things specifically for books. So now I've got the files that I need for these books. The book needs to be printed. Lots of people had publishers. I wasn't trying to go down that route. I'm a DIY kind of man. You know what I mean? If there's something that needs doing, I will try and find somebody to do it. But most of the time, because I didn't have the money and the resources, remember, I've left the street life now. I'm not earning these fast money. Everything I had was I had to use and make best use of what I had, which meant the DIY approach. You know what I mean? So I remember saying, all right, well, I need to find somebody who prints books. You know what I mean? I had to self-publish this myself, because I'd come across people that had published their own books, pamphlets to big books, and they'd done it themselves. So I thought, if they can do it, I can do it. And that's a key thing for you. There's nothing under this sun that you cannot do when you put your mind to it. That has always been my mindset. That's why I say the mindset always matters. You understand? So found a printer online, someone who prints books, and sent them the money, sent them the thing, had my first book printed. Crazy. You know what I mean? And I sold about 100, 200 books, like the first print. People loved it. You may not be able to get the copy now because I took it down, because I did a second edition, and it will come back soon. But if you was one of those lucky people to get the book, I designed the book so that it would speak directly to the reader. As you open the book on the page, that would be your personal message. Do you understand? Like, for you, it would resonate with you in your soul, in your heart somewhere. And I'm not gonna lie, 99.9% of people that have had that book, have opened that book, that is what they experience. They said, it's like you're speaking to me. They use it as a daily tool for self-empowerment. Do you understand? So the intention that I put in the book is what people received from the book. The mindset always matters. You see me? Now, it was such a powerful self-healing tool for me because I was able to express emotions and deeper sides of me that I never could in music, that resonated with so many other people. Do you understand? It was healing because even when I open the book now, it still speaks to me. I put affirmations in the book. I put a page in the book because I realized that it would speak to others. When they read the book, it became their personal journey. So at the end of every poem, there was a page where they could write their thoughts on what they got from the poem. It was a well thought out book. I haven't seen many other books like that since producing that. And that was my first book. And that was years ago. Since then, I've written at least 5, maybe 6 books. So you've got a lot of stuff coming in store for you. You understand? It's not available right now, but it's coming. But if you want to check out some of my books, you can get right now, you can get Dear Oscar, Narcissist in My Business. You can check out my website, zedregalmindset.com, and you can see a book, and you can get a book that I called Disability. It's about my journey through disability. Again, this is another book that I challenged myself for a week. I ended up with 6 powerful poems. Yeah. And I turned that into a book. Same process, because I've done it before, so I can do it again. It's a transferable skill. We learn something, we use the process, we repeat it. And every time we get better because we've done it. We're programming our mind, we're programming my body. You see me? So, and I ended up doing more with that. The first book, I did an audio book for it as well, because I deal with music. People, not everybody likes to read. Remember I said when I read, I'd yawn and my eyes would get tired and all these things. So I thought, all right, for the people that don't like to read, let's create an audio version. So I created an audio version where I would speak it, got a musician to play some keys underneath it. So it was a really nice listen. This second book, Disability, I did a similar thing. In fact, no, I upgraded it. I didn't do an audio book. I did a visual book. Yeah. I ain't gonna say too much. If you want to see the visuals for the book, check out the website, zedregalmindset.com, and you'll see some of the writings that I've done. It was so healing for me because, again, it helped me express different sides of me. And it's the same thing you can do for yourself. When we was in lockdown, I created a online show. I called it SIP, SYP, Share Your Poetry. It allowed so many people to explore themselves through the art of creative writing. I've done workshops using creative writing before, you know what I mean? And it's something that I'm going to be doing in the future. So I definitely want you to stay tuned and stay locked in to the Regal mindset. You know what I mean? My message is in my story, and my story is my qualifications that help you to change yours and go from one place to a next. Do you understand? My life has always been about finding and achieving balance in all areas of my life. That's what skidangle boom means, the balance in all things. And it's the foundation for my abilities to teach others. It's part of my purpose. And I'm so grateful and thankful that I've been blessed with these abilities to help you and myself and the world at large. You know what I mean? So just remember, the mindset, it always matters. All right? Stay locked in. Regal love.